Tasha Catour, y'all. BET award winning and Grammy award winning. Just hit over 11 million. He's also an Airbit producer as well.
Well, I told you I'm a hustler. You never know where that hit gonna come from.
How's everybody doing tonight? I appreciate y'all coming tonight. This is actually our second stop on our tour. We actually started in Dallas last week. We had the pleasure of interviewing S1 and Lone Star, some amazing producers that just over the last year placed a couple of records with Eminem, and they've been doing some really dope stuff since then. But we're here in Atlanta now, and the whole point of doing Sound Social is just to kind of create a space where music creators, whether you're a producer, an engineer, an artist, a songwriter, anything of that sort, making music, that y'all can find a place, a common place where y'all can come together, meet, network. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing like collaboration. And so we kind of just want to make a space where y'all can meet and get together and hopefully exchange some contacts. So, and then a lot of y'all are already familiar with each other, just catching up with old friends, you just kind of updating each other with what's going on. So that's really important to us. Been able to team up with Airbit. Airbit is an online producer platform that actually allows producers to be self-sustaining as a producer, sell their beats, get their name out there, and be sort of like an entrepreneur. So we encourage y'all to check out Airbit at any point whenever you get a chance. But tonight, we just kind of wanted to honor some people in the building. We have Mark Bird here. He's going to be doing a showcase later and charity work. We also have Banger Slanger. And big thanks to Willpower for even opening up this studio. This place is amazing. If y'all haven't, y'all be sure to check out all the rooms, see what they got going on here, and be sure to link up with him because you can always come and rent space here. And it's a great creative vibe, as y'all can already see. So I want to get into what we're here for. Before we get going, I just want to make known who this person is. This person is a producer. She's an engineer, a songwriter. She's produced for Future, Keke Palmer, and a whole bunch of other people. But tonight, I want y'all to give it up for the Dove award-winning, BET award-winning, and Grammy award-winning Tasha Catour, y'all.
I'm good.
It's a pleasure. I reached out to Tasha a couple weeks ago because she's also an Airbit producer as well. And we wanted to honor her and just, you know, we're really big right now on trying to build community and honor the people who are doing great things to our platform. So some people may know who you are, some people may not. So we're going to give them a little bit of your background and build into what you got going currently. Cool?
Yeah, cool.
So why don't you go ahead and give us a start, like, when it all started for you, what was it about music that just kind of like made you want to do it early on?
I don't know. I feel like it was just a magnet thing. Like, my sister's here with me today too. Like, we would just make up songs and just be silly. And my dad was, a real good singer. He used to sing around the house, like when I go over his house for the weekend. Mm-hmm. And I just fell in love with just, melody and like riffs and, sonics, period.
Yeah. So like what genre were you really into growing up?
Definitely R&B.
R&B?
Like, it was just all the way around. And I guess hip hop. My mom played a lot of like bass, like 69 Boys and So Def All Stars, like stuff like that. So that's how I got, introduced to that. But my dad, he was like a Jodeci and Drew Hill and a bunch of the 90s R&B scene.
Gotcha. So a lot of people end up like starting off in church. Did that play any part of what you did?
Definitely. We was in church every Sunday with my grandma.
Did you sing in church or did you just?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a part of the Sunshine Band. I sung solos.
Okay.
I just worked my way up.
No, that's what's up. You gonna sing something for us?
Nah.
Okay. That's awesome. How influential do you think like those early stages of music and your parents being involved, you being in church, do you feel like that was like the start of where you're headed today in music?
Definitely. It gave me roots and something to just derive my sound from, put it all together.
And that's important. I was looking at like the email that you sent me. It had your picture with all the things that you do, and I thought it was really cool. And so I noticed, you're like a quadruple threat. You're a singer, a songwriter, a producer, and an engineer, right?
Yeah.
So which one of those are like the one that you gravitated to the most early on when you were first getting started?
Singing, I guess, of course, because I just, I love to sing. And then I was just, I wanted to sing, and then, you need songs to sing. So I started, trying to figure out how to write songs, try to figure out the format and how, how it goes, how the verse, the hook, how to write a captivating hook, a mesmerizing hook. Mm-hmm. And, just started from there. And then I got my publishing deal. And I wanted to get out my publishing deal. So I was like, shit. Like writing songs, it was like I was getting 15 and like 20% here and all this there. But like with my song deal, it was like 12 songs, 100%. So that's like 12,000 points. So it's like I had to get up to that number to, get out my deal. So I'm like, how could I expedite this? So I'm like, I'm gonna make some beats. You know what I'm saying? So I started making beats. And then, I started engineering first because I wanted to write my songs or whatever. Then I started making beats. Yeah.
No, so that's dope. So let's go back to the writing part, because like I meet so many singers that are amazing but can't write a song to save their life, right? Right. What is it that helped you like figure out, because there's a very special technique to writing songs, right? Definitely. It's those things that make the words that are relatable, the hooks that are catchy. What was it that kind of helped you formulate like how you were going to approach writing songs?
Well, I feel like comedians like to derive their like characters from other people. Mm-hmm. In my songwriting, I derive mine from my mom. Like I would just,
Your mom?
I like shock value. I like stuff that go like, oh, she said that. Stuff like my mom, she used to say like the wildest shit. Like, so I used to just try to embody her, and I just write songs and just try to, create a feeling. I feel like, it's you're an actress. You know what I'm saying? You put on, because all this stuff I may experience with some stuff I may not. I'm just writing for and put myself in another person's shoes. Yeah. So you're acting at the end of the day. No,
that's dope though, because like that's a special talent to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes and write for other people. And I've always admired songwriters because they have a very special connection with everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really dope. So let's fast forward a little bit. That's dope that we get to kind of see how your process derived, right? Talk to us a little bit like how you got your introduction into the industry, how you got your first like industry gig or your first placement.
My first placement probably was Trina. I did a hook for her, and I thought I was gonna blow up after that. I was like, I'm gonna be rich, you know what I'm saying? And I saw the smoke and mirrors after that. I was like, okay, it's gonna take a little more than that. But I think Trina, I did one of her albums years ago.
Really?
It was just a hook. Yeah, that's how I got my start. And I got started just writing hooks for different rappers and stuff. And yeah, that's how I got started.
That's awesome. Do you feel like, so kind of touching on that, do you feel like breaking into the industry was a lot harder than what you anticipated, obviously?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's an everyday struggle. I don't feel like I made it yet. I feel like I'm still like on the cusp of trying to get to where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's an everyday struggle.
No, I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of and we have our platform of producers chiming in. We have a room full of producers, songwriters, and artists, and I think that's a reality check some of these people need to understand early. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's not, everybody thinks I get that first opportunity that I'm going to blow up, and that's not the case all the time. There are some instances where that happens, but even in those instances, a lot of times those people have been putting work behind the scenes that, we don't even see.
Exactly, so, yeah.
But I think that's dope, because that's a real moment for you to be like, yes, it's finally happening, and be like, well, damn. Maybe not so much,
Yeah.
But even you being where you're at, even feeling like you're not there, you're still working. Mm-hmm. I love that about you. We love that about you, because it's one of those things where it's just a very real and honest moment of where you're at, saying, I'm still working. I'm still getting there. But we get to see the exciting things that are happening during the process, right?
Yeah, amazing.
So I think that's so dope. I think that's really dope. I think what I really like about you also that I notice is your diversity. Mm-hmm. You don't just do R&B, you do rap, and you do a lot of Christian music. You've done a lot of Christian music too, with people like Lecrae, KB, all these guys that, I know there's people in here that listen to nothing but Christian music. Mm-hmm. Like going back and forth, is that a hard transition for you, like as far as?
No, because I'm a songwriter at the end of the day, and I did, grew up in the church. Yeah. So I have a ground in there, so it's not fake, but it's just like, I'm just, trying to give them that sound and that feel they need. So, yeah. Yeah.
You know what's dope about that is that, because we all have, and just in life, like we have our moments where we're like, I'm going to church today.
Yeah.
And then we have our other days we're like, I'm turning up. I'll talk to Jesus later. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we as people naturally jump back and forth, just trying to identify like how we're gonna live our lives, how we're gonna, you know what I mean, how our relationships work with people, with God, and the fact that you can do that as a songwriter helps tell that story as well. So I think that's
beautiful.
No, that's really, really dope. So I got my notes here. I'm just kind of going through. I also noticed that you're a recent mother.
Yeah.
How has that been as far as being able to balance life with a daughter, you know what I'm saying, and being able to do your music thing?
It's crazy because I'm the mom, so it's different. Like when you the dad, like you just hop at the sessions and be out all night and stuff, you know. But it's different with me. But I'm finding the balance, like, and I got a lot of help. I got a good support system. Like, I think that's what is keeping me afloat. Definitely my support's in my mom and my husband. He helps a lot, so. We're good, yeah. So
how long, tell me timeline-wise, like how long ago did you start producing actually?
2.5 years ago.
That's pretty awesome. So like most people would think, oh, she just started 2.5 years ago and she's got all these placements, but I think what I've seen with your career is that a lot of the relationships that you built over the year with songwriting and engineering.
That's me when I started songwriting.
Yes, how long ago?
10 years ago. So that's where I built all of my relationships and my roots and my grounding from.
Yeah.
And I was able to call them and say, hey, I wrote you a song, you want to be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Was it a natural transition for people?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Because I'm a hustler too, so I just figured out ways to just you know, make it happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Nothing.
So you mentioned something earlier about like you getting smaller percentages as a songwriter versus a producer.
Definitely.
So would you say you were still kind of struggling a little bit, or as a songwriter?
Definitely.
How were you making ends meet at that point?
I sold weed. Which one do I supposed to? I sold little weed.
Yeah. I need you to be as honest as possible.
Oh, I can't. Okay, well I sold some weed. I used to go to school down in Alabama State. You know what I'm saying? We used to run it through down the road. Just a little bit, just a little, you know, just a little weed. Just a little weed. That's it. I mean, and that's it. Like, I mean, I had to figure it out. That was it because I still wanted to do music. I used to come back and forth.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I just,
you gotta make it happen. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I appreciate about it.
I ain't never told nobody that.
Hey, well, now the world knows, so. No, but I appreciate that about it. Like I said before, it's just an honest story, and everybody in here goes through their own stuff, you know what I mean? Everybody struggles, everybody's trying to figure out how to make ends meet, and some probably have done some dishonest things or some things that they're not proud of, but it doesn't take away from who we are as people, you know what I mean? And sometimes we just have to do what we have to do, and so I appreciate the honesty with that for sure. So as a producer, you're a songwriter, you're an engineer, and you're a producer. You're getting some dope placements, but we also know that you're an Airbit producer.
Yeah.
So like, why do you feel the need, if you're working with all these big artists, to still have an Airbit store and sell beats online?
Well, I told you I'm a hustler, so I like to get it wherever I can get it. You know what I'm saying? So I might. Like in the beginning, my placements weren't coming as frequently as they're coming now. So I was just, still trying to get my sound now, and I wanted to make it accessible to the average person, not just the A-list. Some people tell you don't do that and it saturates your sound and all that other stuff, but I've been winning with it. I don't care. Like I don't know. Like because I got into producing so late. I feel like I gotta work even harder, and I gotta take the extra steps than the average producer who's been doing it like 10 years or something like that. So I just feel like they expedited it, just get my sound out there.
Yeah, and I also feel like industry is constantly changing, right? There's always new elements that they're adding or taking away on how to make this work for you. And honestly, like the online beats, I've always felt is like that next natural step for a lot of people, and there's a lot of people getting placements even off of that. And so for you to be able to still do that, I think that's really dope, because it gives a really, a very natural perspective of the possibilities of what you could be doing. I was talking to this guy, I was in London like a few months ago, and he was telling me, I don't understand why people, producers specifically, pigeonhole themselves and only do one or the other, right? And it wasn't just about beats, it was everything. Like, why are we not trying everything to see what works for us?
Right, you never know where that hit gonna come from too. Like,
that's true.
Somebody on Airbit can download and make hits. Ain't that what happened with Old Town Road?
Yes, there's tons of examples of artists and producers linking together via Beats Online and getting.
I ain't trying to take myself out the loop. I'm trying to be in the loop. You know
That's
what
I'm saying.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
No, that's really, really dope. So, I don't mean to touch on anything super touchy, you know what I mean? But I do know that you were previously, and I don't know if you still are, signed to a major artist, right? I don't want to get too much into that.
Okay.
But what are some issues that you feel like, do you recommend being signed to somebody? Do you want to take more of the independent route? Because there's a lot of people here that are really trying to get signed, and then there's a lot of people that want to do independence, but they don't really know how to go about that. What are some issues maybe that you faced being signed, or some perks that you feel that you've been since you've been signed?
Well, I was signed to Future, okay. So Future's an entity of his own. Like, he got a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So like, being signed to somebody like that, you know, you gotta get in where you fit in. I'm really like, I think really the issue was it was like pride. I don't want to be calling niggas and doing this and that. I'd rather just get it out the mud. I'm one of them type of people. So it's just like, if he ain't calling me, I don't feel like, you know, it was weird. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just being honest, just being, you know, transparent with you. But I just, you know, I chose to do another route. I just rather just get it out in the mud rather than, I just ain't that type of person. It was just, you know, some people, it is his job, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, you know, you can hold them up to that and feel entitled, but at the end of the day, niggas want to see you working.
Of course.
They get excited when they see you out here moving on your own. And now that I'm moving, niggas like, hey, what's happening? You know what I'm saying?
I know, but that's dope because a lot of people feel like because you get signed, the heavens open up and everything happens. Is that not the case?
No.
Okay,
no.
I know that. I just want to make sure that everybody else knows that.
They only work as hard as you gonna work. It's still at the end of the day your dream, your grind, your hustle. Like, this is your baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You gotta take care of it. Like, they don't care. They got 100 more you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta make yourself special. Do
you feel like, what about the independent route? For those that are looking to go independent and not go through a signed situation, do you recommend that? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It just depends on where you at in your career. Like, I don't know, it just, like, it depends on what type of person you are too. If you feel like you can get out the mud and you believe in yourself that much, then yeah, like. Yeah. And some people don't mind, you know what I'm saying, getting signed and getting that extra footing, because you do need money.
Of course.
So it's like, I want to just say, don't take no deal and da-da-da, because like, I'm talking to some people right now trying to get some money so I can, you know, push it up through that. But it's like, it depends on what you try to do. Just be smart about it. Look at the different deals and just, you know.
How important do you feel like having an attorney during this process is?
Very important. You need an attorney. Everybody needs an attorney, yeah.
Because I noticed a lot of people, they try to get like a family member or somebody who might have done something illegal but not really an entertainment attorney. They take their contracts to them and look them over. I mean, do you recommend that? Or I mean, I know that not everybody can afford an attorney, but I mean, how do you feel when you get into a big situation? How important is that?
It's very important because I don't want to have to worry. You know, at the end of the day, I don't want to have to worry. And my attorney, he put me on other, you know, other stuff. It's good to have relationships at the end of the day too. So it's like, it's a give and take. I don't want to read. I don't know what that stuff means for real. I can sit there and try it all day, but I don't. I mean, I still know. I know the jargon now, like, because I've been doing it so much, and I get the placements. But it's like, still, I don't want to have to worry. Of course. And it's 5%. Well, mine is 5%. He started at 7%. So it's like, it's not that much. Like,
worth it.
Yeah.
Very
but you do get someone who's going to believe in you and fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
Dope. So, Better to Have Loved. We're fast forwarding. I saw you post the other day that the record you produced for Keke Palmer just hit over 11 million
views.
That's amazing. Y'all give it up for her on that. What does that feel like for you?
It feels amazing because, I mean, I guess 11 million views don't mean nothing to a lot of people, but it do to me because it's like the biggest. Like, my songs will hit like 7 million and stuff like that, but 11 and no push, no money. This ain't even no single. This was just something organic, like just like a real record. I think it means a lot. I mean, it's huge for me.
And she's a dope artist, yo.
Yeah, and even for her, like, her top song was like 12 million views, and that was out 3 years ago. And we just hit it in 6 months. So in another couple of months, we're gonna be on pad. This will be her a bigger song, you know? So it's like amazing. That's what I wanted to do, like, you know, take her up through there.
One of the best part of that song is when I hear, fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know, that's Tasha Couture's tag on her beats. So no, I think that's really dope because, you know, and you're right. I'm a big believer in like, work hard, but still enjoy your journey, right? Smell the roses as you're walking. And like you said, even though people have small achievements, they may be very big to those people. And I think those things should be celebrated. So congratulations on that. That's so dope. Thank you so much. So talk to me a little bit about like, how did you even meet Keke Palmer? Like I like this dynamic because I seen y'all been doing quite a few things together. And I really am interested in just like, how did y'all meet and like, what's the chemistry like between you two?
Well, the chemistry is amazing, first of all. She let me do my thing, she trusts me and let me actually produce her records. I bring her like whole records and she's an A&A, but most of the stuff she with it, you know what I'm saying? So we met because I did the Water song with Your Gifted. It was like my breakout or whatever record.
What was that, like in 2016 or something like
17.
that? 17?
17, I did that and she heard it on the radio and she was just like, who is this girl, you know, da-da-da-da. And she wrote me on Instagram and was like, you know, I like what you're doing, da-da-da. But we didn't even connect. She was like, send me some beats. And I emailed her some stuff, and she ended up putting it on one of her other projects. But then through some other people, they called me. I think her manager called me and was like, well, I want to work on her project. And
yeah,
he just put it together. Maybe, I think she told him that, I don't know how that happened, but he did call me. He was like, we need to get, you know, blah, blah, blah.
That's really dope. So are you guys now in studio at times?
Yeah.
Yeah? What about songwriting? Are you doing any songwriting for her or helping? Yeah?
Yeah, I wrote probably 1/8 of her album. Yeah.
Wow. How many records do you have?
I produced like 12 out of, 11 out of 13.
That's amazing. Like, so working that close with an artist, have you worked that close with an artist?
Well, I work close with artists, but not like on this level.
Right, because you're not, I wouldn't say you're executive producing, but you're damn near
Pretty
close.
much.
You know what I mean? Like, what is that like? Because I would imagine that's different than emailing beats or getting in a one-time session with people, right?
No, it's a way more personal, you know, type of relationship, and it's better for the art. You know what I'm saying? That way I know, like, I get records all the time. Like, I might send out beats to songwriters, and they send me records, but I'm like, oh, this one for Keke, or this one for Asian Doll, this one for Keisha. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But, you know, I get to, okay, hold on, I lost the question. What was the question?
The question was like, do you feel like working with an artist directly is like, what's the process between that versus emailing them or just working with them one-offs here and there?
Yeah. Definitely, you get to just gain a relationship at the end of the day. That's really different. That's what it's about, really, though, yeah.
That's awesome because like endless opportunities start stemming from that, right? It's not just the 1 or 2 placements, but it's now, how many? 10 or 11 out of the 13 songs?
It's way more than that because even with Keke, like I got on Star, I got to get on Good Morning America. And that's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of.
That's another thing. I just saw you posted that y'all song Twerk and Flirt just got picked up for Good Morning America, right? Yeah. On your birthday?
On my birthday.
2 days ago. Y'all give it up for her. That's super dope. Like, and that's what I try to stress with artists and producers all the time, like link up with each other and build real relationships because like you said, you can start making records be like, oh, that's Keke all day. But not only that is that energy that y'all creates other opportunities, right?
And they're going to think about you first because they know you. They're going to be like, oh, Tasha, let me call her. You know what I'm saying?
That's perfect.
They want me to do this, let me call her. She knows she's going to get the beat right, you know, or whatever.
So that's dope. Like Star's one of the biggest shows out. Good Morning America, are you kidding me? Like that's so super dope. Like these platforms that y'all are getting outside of just doing records, like for radio or for Spotify or anything like that, it just kind of puts both of you guys out there, not just one or the other. And I also love right now what's going on in hip hop. Like the female movement is crazy right now. And I think someone like you is perfect because not only are you working with people like her, but I see you working with, you said it earlier, like I want to make my stuff available to everybody. And I see some of the people that you're working with are not on the same level as a Keke Palmer, but I think you're identifying the talent. You're like, it's worth it. I want to work with this person. And I think that's super amazing, right? So before we go, like I said, we have a lot of people tuning in as well. Can you give these producers some advice? Anything they could walk away with from today? Because everybody, for the most part in this room, is trying to figure out, how do I get that next step? How do I get that placement? How do I get to work with that artist or break into the industry? What is some just basic Tasha advice that you could give to everybody?
Don't be stingy with your beats. Like, give them out, put them out there. Like, if you got like 5 artists that you know who like your sound, like, email them motherfuckers every week. Hey, this new pack I got. Like, just keep them consistent. Consistency is key, and just throw them out there. Like the lawyer gonna take care of it. You gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really an issue. Oh, they gonna fuck me. You know what I'm saying? Just give it out there. You know, that's it.
That's amazing. Tasha, I really appreciate you. Thank you for your contribution to what you're doing. Like, you're really hot in the streets right now, and I think it's important that people get to know who you are. Us here at Airbit, we're going to continue to follow your journey and support you. And I just want to say thank you for taking time to interview.
Thank y'all for having me.
No problem. Y'all give it up for Tasha Catour. Again, guys, stuff like this is just I just want you guys to let it register in your minds. Like, some of the things that we talk about, this is the type of environment we're trying to create, even with each other, just talking through things with one another. I think super important. I think a lot of times we get caught up in trying to be the big thing and not realize, like, we're real people. You know what I mean? I saw a video from oh, what's her name? I'm losing it over here. The girl from Insecure, Issa Rae, she did a video and she was talking about networking. And in the video, she said, you know what? For so long, I was networking, and I was networking up instead of networking across. And the networking up part for producers and songwriters is trying to get that big placement, trying to do the Drake placements, trying to do the Jay-Z placements. That's fine. I think everybody should strive for that. But a lot of times in that process, we forget about the people who are next to us. You're literally sitting in a room with future A&Rs, future Grammy-award winning producers, future #1 chart-topping artists, and you got to keep those things in mind. And I want to encourage you guys to network across. That's what these types of sessions are for, these types of networking events, is so that you can meet new people, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what type of relationships you're going to develop and where that could take you down the road. So I just want to encourage you. I want to say thank y'all for being here. We're fixing to go get some more drink, get some more food, and we're going to do a beat showcase. But be sure to check in with us. Follow Airbit official on Instagram. We're providing as many opportunities as we can for producers. We're just really trying to create a community where everybody could come, get some knowledge about things you may not know, meet new people, and hopefully sell some beats.